kind of like every day kind of scrambling to figure out what I was going to post on social media, like trying to find a quote or trying to find, something inspiring. Or so this week I kind of, I did go off of it 1 or 2 days, like, because I felt like the Lord was leading me to post something different than what I had planned. But for like the first 2 or 3 days, I already had it like written out, and it was just easy. Like I didn't have to scramble my brain and think about what I was going to post. I already knew like at least the topic, and I had set up like a photo for it, because I don't have like a ton of photos of myself doing things yet. So it's really hard to like always post a picture of myself. So like when I was doing meal prep, I knew I wanted that to be one of the days. So I took pictures like of the meals I was prepping, and so that really helped. And then as far as successes this week, I actually woke up this morning to an email that I would like to at least share a little bit about. So last night I was doing my power hour, and our signups are closing for our group tomorrow. So I was just following up with people that like haven't responded. And I woke up to an email from a girl this morning, and she just said, let me see. She said, "Hi, I'm so sorry I didn't get around to responding for your first email. Let's do this. I'm really interested in the workouts, and I was thinking about subscribing on my own anyway, but I think the shakes would be cool to try too." She said she's nervous about posting stuff because she's so self-conscious, but this past week she's been feeling really out of control with her health, and she doesn't like it. And then she's also a single mother, and she said seeing all the effort that you're putting in makes me feel like that as a single parent, I could do it too. So I just sent her like to find out what flavor she wants, and so she's committed. She wants to do our next group. So that was really encouraging, just following up. Like even though I sent her the first email and there was crickets, no response, just that extra nudge was really what it took. And I was nervous to do that because I'm like, I don't want to pressure people, but it wasn't pressure. It was what she needed to actually be like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I'm like, first of all, Egyptians like don't, my face doesn't really change, but I'm tearing up. And so I think what actually reaches me the most about her isn't even the fact that she wants to sign up. It's why she wants to sign up. And guys, like if you keep postponing sharing your story, sharing and documenting your journey, the highs, the lows, the good, the rough, then if you don't do that, people can't put a face or an experience to the coach that's trying to reach out to them. They can't. And so I don't want you to ever feel like you have to post perfection on social media because it doesn't reach anybody. She would be intimidated to ask you anything. She'd be like, oh, Britt has her whole entire life figured out. Like, no, let's do it together. And by the way, I say it all the time, but the fortune is in the follow-up. I can't tell you, I haven't given up on people yet. I woke up early this morning, just trying to follow up. And I'm believing that there are those last minute procrastinators that want to dive, but they're afraid. And so I'm definitely like, and it's not pressure. It's, I believe in you and we can do this. And I think that there's a few things that I see happen the most when someone is not confident with inviting. And it's either they're not confident in the programs or products, or they're not confident that they can coach and support somebody the way they vocally say they will. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, I'm going to talk to you both here because you're the ones here. But if you're listening to the replay, this applies to you too. All the coaches on our team, you are all beautiful leaders. I can't see any of you being flaky. I'm just being real. Like, I don't see you being flaky. And if you are somebody who struggles with being flaky, no wonder you're struggling with inviting people. And so for me, I have zero hesitation being like, I'd like you a part of this group because I know that I'm going to show up as a coach. And I know I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do as a coach and their mentor. It's not because I'm perfect. It doesn't mean that I'm going to nail it with nutrition every single day, but it means that I'm going to show up and tell you if I'm struggling. But the point is I'm going to show up every single day. So if you want to hit the ground running in your business, man, 2 things. You've got to set a challenge group in place. You've just got to put one down. And 2 is you've just got to start sharing your story. So thank you so much for sharing that. Actually, it's so cool to me because one of our newest coaches, Chalice, I always say her name wrong, but I love her name. I'm like, wait, how do you say? She's one of those like people that found me on Instagram, right? And was a coach before. and just did not have great leadership and a great experience with her team. And just from watching my story, she said, I connect with you. And so it was just such a good reminder that I never want to stop sharing my story. And like, even if that's the only place you start as a coach, is you pick a platform and you just start sharing your story. What workout did you do today? What did you read in your Bible that encouraged you today and helped you to persevere? You know, what is a struggle with nutrition that you have, or what is a victory with nutrition that you've had? And so it makes such a difference when people start to watch your journey, because then when you step out and invite them, they're like, oh yeah, I've been watching you. I've been kind of curious actually now that you're reaching out. And then it's the same thing, by the way, the coaching opportunity. You know, I did a story theme this morning about trying to find, 5 coaches to recruit for the month of February. But you bet behind the scenes, I'm also recruiting. I'm saying, like, I see you being one of my people for February. Like, would this be something that you'd consider? And so stepping out of your comfort zone, that is definitely a goal of 2018 for me, is to continually leave my comfort zone, because that's where the harvest is found. It's not in your comfort zone. It's not at all. So, all right. Oh, hi. We got Lisa and Amy. I don't see your face, so I'm going to try and invite you to it. I did mute just a little bit, Lisa, but you're back on now. Yay! Hi.
Hi.
We're just talking about like successes and struggles this week in the business, and goals, February goals as well. Okay, cool. Cassandra, you've been crushing your own personal health journey. I love watching you being so consistent with the 80-day program. How has that been for you just individually, focusing on you?
There's ups and downs. Like, this week has been tough because I've been playing catch up from last week being out of town. And so I had a plan to start the training videos. That just has not happened. So I need to actually sit down. I do better when I actually plot it out. I had it like plotted out in my head, and I just was like, oh yeah, I can do it. And that was a fail. So I need to actually structure it based on what my work schedule is, personal schedule. And that's kind of my goal over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I need to give myself some time, because I can overload myself, and then I bomb out. So that's kind of where that's my focus over the next several weeks, is to start the training videos and finish them so that I can segue into the next phase of this coaching thing.
Yeah. I can tell you right now that I'm doing a second round of the 80-day obsession program in April. And okay. I plan to announce that, of like, second round happening in April, who's interested. Because what that will do is that you don't need to know what you're doing yet, right? Because it's not till April. So you can do your training and be listening to people who are interested. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you, like, I already know that I want to do it again because I love it. And I don't mind. Like, I think it's just variety enough that I don't think I'll get sick of it. But in addition to that, it gives you time to have a plan in place. Like I said, one of the first video in the training video, what do I say in it, Brittany? What do I make you do in that first training video? Oh, wait, hold on. Why are you muted? Sorry, say it again. I can't mute you. Oh, my
goodness. I'm muting myself because I'm like coughing, and I don't want to like cough over everything. In the first training video, starting a challenge group?
Yes. That's the first. I was literally like, hi, I'm Karen. You're going to set a date for your first challenge group. And there's a reason for that. It's because the entire training academy is useless. It's useless unless you have a group in place, because once you have a group, even if it's in April, you're like, oh, dang, all these are now relevant. Like, all these are now helping me how to invite, how to invest, how to share my story. All these things come to life because you have a group in place. Like, Brittany's running her first group and I'm doing it with her. That's the No More Perfect Moms Grace Camp. Don't be afraid to ask somebody to co-lead. It's so much more fun co-leading together. And so if we do a second round of the 80-day program and we feel like we want to, you want to co-lead with somebody and partner up in that, do it. So there's a reason for that. So I want you to think about that, Cassandra, for you. Take it slow with the training academy to consider if you want to redo the program, or considering one for April in general. I think that that's a good timeline. And the training academy is long. It is 20 videos. It's meant to be a 2-week training. And so if you click on each one and just see how long each one is, you can strategically place in however many you want in the week. So that's awesome. I think that that's a good goal, is to write it down, not keep it in your head, so that you're intentional. And the one thing you can do now is sharing your story, sharing what you're doing with this program, what you're learning, how it's challenging you, victories that you're seeing on scale and scale, both. Just start sharing, because then if you're like, hey guys, I'm doing a group, suddenly people have been watching you. And so now they want to be a part of that. I always kind of say something like, if I never share when I'm in the midst of the tough stuff, and then I come out of it, and then I'm like, who wants to join me? Nobody knows what I've just been through. What am I joining? What am I doing? And so that's the reason why we share when we're like dead in the middle of it. Okay, Amy, what have been some like highs in the business this week, some struggles or areas that you want to develop this week, or even just goals for February? Like, where do you want to leave your comfort zone this month?
My big goal really for this week is to do my Power Hour prep tomorrow. I didn't do it with you last week, so I'm sad I missed it, but I'm going to do that. Is that saved? Did you post that?
I did not record it. Mm-mm.
So I want to do that. I have my next group scheduled to do in February. I'm going to do a contentment, just a 1 week contentment group. And I already have like 3 people interested in that, so I'm excited. But also just reaching out to do more invitations, and just kind of push, I guess, a little bit harder. But my big focus this week is going to be sharing my story and doing a full Power Hour every day.
Awesome. Do you have a group that is not free in place?
For February?
Yeah.
No. But I was doing more. I have a couple people interested more in like one-on-one.
Cool.
I have a couple like relationships already developed, so I think I'm going to focus on them just a little bit more, and then put in like a non-free challenge group in early March.
Perfect. And that's actually a great setup, because an early March challenge makes invites happen in February and signups happen in February, because I know that you're a part of Team Cup. That's what you want. And so I would definitely, because here's the thing, you guys, I'm not undervaluing free groups, but free groups help people get started. It doesn't help people finish. And as coaches, we're not interested in just helping people start. We want people to finish. And so there's nothing wrong with free groups, but make sure that you do have a group that then goes all in, because I said this yesterday, it's not about deep pockets, it's about deep relationships. You can't really go deep in a free group, not as deep as you can in a full-blown challenge group where they have all the tools and you can start to make that spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical impact. It can only go so far in a free group. And so I think that sounds really good to have a contentment-based free group, and then following it right up with a grace camp. And you could even have a similar theme to that. I'm trying to think of like what kind of a theme, but there's a lot of different ways you could take contentment. Actually, I mentioned this last week somewhere. I forget, maybe it was during the Power Hour prep. But the Simplify with Courage devotionals that we're doing right now as a team, you could use those and do an entire grace camp just on that. It's been super amazing having those devotionals. And so you have the outline. You could break it up any way you want, for sure. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where Lisa went. I think her kiddos needed her. But cool. So here's what I want to do the last 13 minutes. You can ask questions if you have questions, but I want you to take out pen and paper. We're going to do a very quick Power Hour prep together. And I want you to start thinking about, Cassandra, this could be a great time for you to look at the Training Academy and to look at what videos you want to schedule in as an important, an appointment for you this week. Brittany, you could write out more names that you want to follow up with, whatever or even scheduling content for the week. I want you just to sit down and plan out your week, so that way the Power Hour just flows a lot more naturally. So I know for me, I didn't share with you guys highs and lows this week, but for me personally, even though I'm 2.5 years in, I'm very comfortable in the business, meaning it's inviting, it comes very effortlessly to me. There are still areas within leadership as a team leader that I want to grow and things that I want to develop. And so that's personally one of my goals for February, isn't just to invite people to a challenge group or the business, but I actually also want to help my team reach rank advancements. So I'm looking to help 2 of you of some people on Team Race to Surf to hit Emerald or Diamond, one of the two, depending, because some of you are already Emerald. And it's not about me, actually. That rank is all about you. It's helping you become the leader that I know you already are. And so what Emerald means is literally you just have a coach on your right leg and a coach on your left leg, and they're both active. So active means that they either get Shakeology on home direct or recover on home direct, something. And so that's it. That's all it means. When I signed up as a coach, I signed up my husband. I was like, Grandma, you're going to be one of my coaches because he gets Shakeology every month. So immediately, that was a very quick business strategy for me, was to make him a discount coach, but not really discount because I'm running his business. And then another friend who was ready and she loved Shakeology. And so I immediately hit Emerald. Emerald is one of the easiest ranks. And what that does for you as a coach is you get team cycle bonuses. And so if you're hitting Success Club, if you're serving 3 people every month and your Emerald, you get $14 every bonus cycle. And so we can talk more about that later. That multiplies people. It does. And so it helps you grow financially. It helps you grow as a team leader and building your team and finding your tribe. And it also means Beachbody will give you customers. I get probably 10 to 15 customers a week just from Beachbody. Like, because they say, Karen, because you've hit Emerald, that tells us that you're a working coach, you're intentional, you do what you say you're going to do, you're not a talker, you're a doer. And so we're going to actually give you people who kind of register on infomercials. We have people that sign up all the time without a coach. And so they say, Karen is active, she's working the business, I will give you to Karen. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love the people Beachbody gives me all the time. Some of them don't ever respond to me, but a lot of them do. I have a college student right now who's like 20 and has Shakeology and doing the 21-day fix. I would have never known her. Now we text and I get to like pour into her life. I know college is hard. How cool is that? So it's not just about rank. It's about what the rank means as a coach. And so one of my personal big goal this month is to help 2 of you reach that marker. So, okay, grab your pen and paper and start jotting down names of people you want to serve this week, maybe writing down a challenge group date, maybe getting content ready, and let's do this. And then I'll say we'll do this probably for the next 15 minutes and then we're good. Yeah.
Are we going to do Q&A at the end, or can I ask a couple questions right now?
Oh yeah, no, you guys can go ahead and get started. This is like a chill. You can do some work. We're talking. Do it.
Okay, so when you're talking about Success Club, I know you said if somebody purchased or if they're on Shakeology, that's 2 Success Club points. So if you have like, let's say 2 customers who are getting Shakeology, that would already put you at 4. So then if you had 3 more people sign up, you would be like at what, 10? No, 2, 4, 6.
So
yeah.
it's not yes and no. So it's a first time order.
Got it.
That's the difference. So it's not just because like they're on Shakeology every month that you
That's what I wondered.
No. And so so before, like I want to say a month ago, it used to be that if they bought a challenge pack and let's say they don't ever get Shakeology again, and then like 3 months later they wanted to do a Shakeology again, you would still not get points for that. Now they say that if somebody gets a challenge pack or Shakeology, but there's nothing for 6 months and they order again, you get those points again. So they changed it so that you do again. And Shakeology used to only be 1 Success Club point. Now it's 2, which is amazing. So that's why we call it Success Club 5 because that's, but now it's technically always 6. Like you can't really ever hit 5. So for me, that's a non-negotiable. That's a no matter what. Every month on Graham and under me, because it's a family business, we run both. Success Club, actually it's Success Club 10 for me. That's a non-negotiable. And for him, it's always Success Club 5. So that's it used to be a very big, scary goal, but you guys, like, it's really not hard to find 3 women that need support every month. It's just, we're not looking or we're not boldly inviting. Like I'm just going to be very honest. And remember that there's a 30, 60, 90-day delay with all of your invitations. So you might invite now and then say yes in April. So there's a delay. There's some that go right away, but more often than not in my head, I know that in my invites from December, a lot of them are saying yes now. And I know that going in. And so that's why for me, I hit Success Club very fast in the beginning of the month because it's a rollover, but I never stop inviting. So every month the seeds harvest in random times. And so it just kind of happens, right? So yes, good question.
I have another one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
So especially for new coaches. So we're starting out, they joined a challenge group, they finished the challenge group. I know you have the Lifer community.
Mm-hmm.
let's say I only have 2 or 3 people in this, challenge group, then I'm going to throw them into a lifer community by themselves, or do you recommend throwing them into my next challenge group, or how did you navigate that when you were a new coach and you only had a couple people?
What did I do? You know something? When I first started, the app didn't exist. And so I had the Fit community, my grace-based wellness community. I had a Facebook group. Mm-hmm. And to qualify to be in that group, you just had to have me titled as a coach. Didn't matter what you got. It could be a free trial. It could be a Fixate cookbook. It could be a vegan sampler. It could be a challenge pack. That group grew a lot faster because, and so I would start with that, a Facebook community where you can put anybody and everybody that has you listed as a coach.
Okay.
And the lifer community was for the people who got all access. As soon as all access was released and somebody paid for a year membership, they got incentive. I said, because you made this investment and you're telling me you're serious for a year, you get to access the app forever. So I would maybe begin there. And then after a couple of grace camps, you could start a lifer community for the people who got a full challenge pack. And so it's a perk. If you go all in with me, you get more of my priority energy. That's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about that too?
Yeah.
One of my goals for this week is, I forgot to say this, but it's to make a business page, a Facebook business page. And I guess one of my good things about that is I know on my personal page, there's not people who really believe this thing. It's kind of sad because it's some family members, but who aren't as faith committed as I am, or even fitness minded. So I think a business page is good kind of to funnel the serious people. Mm-hmm. But at the same point, it kind of scares me to drop from a few hundred people down to I don't even know how many.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is a very scary leap. Karen's Corner started with 0 and now it's at 1,700, right? No, but I just need you to understand, I took a leap because in my head, I knew that eventually I was going to phase out my personal page completely. It was just going to be, if you want to know about my life, come over here. But I didn't start that way. That didn't happen until about 1.5 years that I felt like it was safe to transition completely. So here's what I did a lot in the beginning. I created Karen's Corner, and I would often tag myself on my personal page. So I would say things like, this was a really hard weekend. I'm sharing a few vulnerable truth bombs with you this morning. Check it out on Karen's Corner. And I tag the page to get people to get used to going there to find me. And I created a cover photo. So if you look at my Karen Fair, my personal page, and you see the cover photo, it directs people to Karen's Corner. It says, this isn't where I am. Go here to find me. And so I had to slowly start creating ways to remind people that I'm not there. I'm over here. And also, I would go live, Amy, I would go live on your personal page and say, after it's created, and just say, hey, friends, I decided to create a faith and fitness page really to grow my heart as a coach and help me to really serve people that want to be served, because I understand that maybe not everybody on here wants to see what I'm doing. And so if you feel led to be impacted and just follow my journey, my health journey, I'd really invite you to go to this page and follow me there. And you can leave the actual link in the comments to your new page and just say see the link in the comments. I can't wait to share more of my story with you here and just have a special space where God can really move. And so I would just speak your heart, go live, talk about it. Why are you doing this page? What is the page going to be about? What should they expect to see there? It's half documentation of your life and half keeping them posted on what you're doing as a coach. And then I would just, after you do that live video, it's done. There's a link in the comments. And I just want to show you guys, real quick, I'm going to share my screen with you. So if I go to Karen's Corner, there is a way, Amy, once you're there, to manually invite people to your page. Right? So that's one of the first things I did is I immediately clicked, I don't even know where it is here.
It's under share, Karen, in the middle. If you go share and then you do
thank
invite.
you.
I've been doing that a lot.
So if you click share.
Oh, mine says share invite.
Oh, it's different. Hold on. I'm trying to find. It's here somewhere. Invite friends. Okay. So you click the little 3 dots, click invite friends, and then you can like pick all the people that you know would love this page, like would follow you there, would support you there. So you won't be at 0, Amy. Like you'll start to build momentum, and the numbers won't grow quickly, but as you're posting valuable content, you're going live, and you're learning how to use Facebook ads, like then it starts to grow. And so I would just start. It's easier to navigate it once it's there and it exists. Another final quick thing that I actually want to show you, the way that I create all of my images is Canva. And I know I've done a lot of tutorials on Canva before. It's free. So if you click, like you create a design, you create an account, and there's a Facebook cover photo. So that's like, if you look on Karen's Corner, or even actually my personal page, so if I were to go to my personal page, this is mine, right? And so click for more info. It's very clear. It's my face, my family, a little bit of a before and after. My name is Karen. I rarely use this page. Find me here. But I tell them a little bit of my story. But Canva is where I kind of created the cover photo. You could make it any way you want. You can change the wording. I would just Google or YouTube how to use Canva. I'm not going to do a tutorial right now, but I just want to show you where I go. And this is where a lot of my like stuff is saved for creating images. I hope that's helpful.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool resources out there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Check out Canva. I use Word Swag. That's the app I use all the time for pretty images and words. Because I do think that as much as you want it to be raw and real, it's good to have professional posting as well, some professional images, because it grabs your audience. So having better lighting. If I ever do a live video, I try to sit here where the sun comes in, so it's not dark. So you do have to get a little bit creative, but that comes with time. If you ever want like a good thumb exercise, just scroll Karen's Corner from when it first started, and you will have a good laugh. Guys, it's so funny. I look back now and I'm like, I don't even. Like, thank goodness you still follow me that. But I wasn't anything professional. But as time grew, I did become better at when you know better, you do better, right? You know better, you do better. So enjoy the journey. It's a good time. Okay. All right, friends. Y'all can keep working if you have the time, but I got to get my cardio flow workout in before the weekend starts. But I hope this was helpful. Next team call will most likely, oh, you know what? Michelle's going live this Wednesday. So it just might be that that's sufficient, to be honest, because she'll drop enough truth bombs for like a month. So make sure that you are live at 8 p.m. Eastern time Wednesday. That's when Michelle's hopping on live with me to do a Q&A. It's going to be incredible. And most likely, if that's the case, we might do our first team call Sunday night, just as like a follow-up possibly, or we'll just resume on Sunday the next week, depending. So I'll let you guys know, but definitely be there Wednesday night for Michelle. And I hope this was great. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye.